Hi, everyone. I wanted to take a minute of your time today to share some important information about our activities surrounding our direct support workforce and the wage rate paid by the state to support the payment of our workforce. So you probably know that over the past several years, we have made it a commitment and verbalized that to everyone, that our commitment is to our direct support workforce, so that anytime we've acquired some additional funding through COVID, before COVID, and now where we're kind of outside of COVID, that has been our commitment. And I think, or I hope you can see the demonstration of that, but what I can tell you is that over the past 2 years, since the spring of 2020 through October of this year, we have invested $3.4 million in temporary pay adjustments, bonuses, and some salary-based entry-level wage increases as well. So I think the $3.4 million kind of, I hope, speaks volumes to you about our commitment to the direct support workforce at UCP. And most recently, for the holiday time from Thanksgiving through New Year's Day, we are giving all of the direct support hands-on staff that support the individuals a $5 per hour pay increase through the New Year's holiday. And really, what a better time of year to get that extra money. And it equates to about $200 a week for full-time personnel, and then part-time, really, it's just going to depend on how many hours your part-time work is. So I wanted to share that information with you as sort of a backdrop to other information that I want to help you all understand and know what's going on out there and what our efforts are to have an impact on the direct support workforce. Not only, obviously, my priority is UCP, but also throughout the state for all organizations that do the work that we do. So first, I want to share some information and some insights with you in the hopes of assuring you that I am fully aware of the struggles and the challenges all of you are facing every day. The work is demanding. We're short-staffed, many shifts, it's one person, and we recognize how strenuous and difficult that is. But in part, that's why I wanted to share this information with you, because I want you to understand the efforts and the lengths we're going to try to make a difference in wages. So the next few things I'm going to talk about are the real activities of the organization in your behalf. First, I want to tell you that I have, over the past 3 or more years, countless times given testimony at the legislature about this very issue, about the retention problem, the recruitment problem, all of which relate to what the hourly wage is. So I think it's really important for you to know that that's one activity we've consistently engaged in, to speak to anybody in the legislature that will listen, and oftentimes pretty sizable and impactful committees in the legislature to share with them, educate them about what the issue is that the direct support workforce is facing. The next thing I want to talk about is the media attention that we've been able to acquire in the past 2 weeks. We've been fortunate enough to work with 2 different AJC reporters, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, to shine a bright light on this issue as well. Part of our advocacy has to be about educating the community, because people that don't love someone with a developmental disability really don't know what day-to-day life is like. So this media attention is super helpful, and attached with this video will be links to those 2 articles for you to read when you have time. I think they were really well done, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. And I particularly want to thank several staff members in Metro who participated in telling the direct support story and the importance of their work. Again, a great piece of education for the community at large. So a big thank you to Shanika Gibbs, Madupe Morrison, Vaughn Freeman, and Chiquita Carter. You'll even see their photographs in one of the articles. And again, ladies, thank you so much for taking the time and putting in the effort. We're proud of how you told the story about UCP and the work that you do every day. Finally, I want to share with everyone what my thoughts are about the future of this issue, kind of looking into my crystal ball for whatever that might be worth. I do believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I've also told almost everybody I speak to that if we can't make a difference in this issue now, I'm not really sure when we'll be able to make a difference. The stars have all aligned. We've gotten the legislature's attention. We have news articles. The state is doing a rate study. All of these things are coming together at just the right time. So that's why I am very positive about what will be happening in the next several months. But I also want to be realistic and help you understand how the government works, which is much slower than we work. But that's the nature of the beast. So my hope is that by the end of January or early February, rate information, which includes the DSP wage, will be presented to the legislature for them to not necessarily completely approve, but just affirm their support of the rate information being set to the federal government in Washington. When it's up in Washington, they have several months to review the rate information, including the wage information. And once approved, it comes back to Georgia. And at that point, DBHDD needs to do a lot of work with computer systems and billing systems and paperwork, the notorious paperwork, so that the rates can then be billed for, so that all the providers, UCP's records and information in their payment system reflects the rate increase. And that's when we can start billing it. My hope is that worst case scenario would be the end of next year that we'd realize those additional dollars. I hope it's the worst case scenario, but clearly our wish is that it'd be way sooner than that. But I don't want to make a false promise, and I want to try to be as realistic as possible with all of you. But I recognize that it's just a slow process. So we'll keep monitoring it. We'll keep you informed on how this is all evolving, and we'll all hope for the best. One thing I do want to say is that the legislative session is starting in January, and to drive this point home a little bit more with respect to direct support workforce issues, I just recently, yesterday, spoke with a senator about the possibility that we may ask DSPs from across the state to join us at the Capitol, and not really a protest, but a showing of the workforce and who you are and you as individuals and real people and how important this issue is to you. I think it's far more impactful and carries more weight in the eyes of the legislators for sure, because you're their constituents, you're who votes for them. So stay tuned on that. We'll see how it evolves. We may also be asking you to write letters, shoot an email, make a phone call, and we'll help guide you each step of the way if that becomes necessary. So everyone, that's where we are as of today. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I am optimistic that we have finally made an impact, and I'm super hopeful about what we'll see happen in 2023. So please stay with us, hang in there. I know that's easy for me to say, but please do. The work you do is so very important, and you know that the individuals that you touch every day rely on you. We need you. Please hang in there. And with that, I'll say, if I don't see you before, have a terrific holiday with your family, and please try to get some rest. And goodbye.